Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, whatever else spring. But I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na.
Good evening, everybody. And Eric is now leaving us. We sorry about the lateness tonight, guys. We had some internet issues. As you can see, Eric is now frozen in cyberspace, and and now he's not. So welcome tonight, guys. Tonight's going to be a short evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming down and saying hi. And I know I need a haircut, so I apologize. But we're going to be talking a little bit about the the um, the Southern Target Challenge that we're getting together, and we spent an hour. Jason, I, and Sean Nielsen from Visible Dark were able to sit down with a gentleman from Telescope Live, which is another distributor of telescopes. They have telescopes in Chile, Australia, and Spain, if I remember right. And these telescopes would probably be very, very good. I think the one in Chile is Jason, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a 2 meter.
1 meter. It was
1 meter.
Yeah. There was 100. Yeah, the
It's a
100
1 meter,
centimeters.
1 meter CDK, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So again, we're still trying to figure out the logistics, and I appreciate, and all of us appreciate over at AstroWorld. We've gotten a ton of response on this, and people are literally just throwing money at the project. And I'm going to ask everybody to hold off a little bit and be a little bit more patient, because this may actually work out to be a lot cheaper and with more data available to us than expected. So it's going to be really, really cool. And I believe the gentleman from the Telescope Live is working on some things for us as far as a club membership is concerned. And it's going to be interesting. So I think we're going to be able to grab a whole bunch of data for a bunch of different targets, and going to have a couple of different contests going on, maybe at once or maybe separately or quarterly or whatever.
No, sitting down on that call, it was really interesting to see the types of things that we're working on, and we're excited to see what we can actually make the announcement of. But they've got
Yeah.
a lot in the works and have a huge offering that's about ready to come down the pipeline here shortly that we'll be part of, hopefully. So we're looking forward to bringing that to you. So don't dismay. We're not leaving it and not abandoning it. We're just going to alter the plan a little bit. But like Dan said, it's going to be phenomenal once we get there.
Yeah.
So
So
stand by for
so
more
I just
details.
gonna Yeah, just hang in there a little while longer, guys. I really appreciate all the enthusiasm that many of you have either put on Facebook, YouTube, or texting me personally and saying what's going on. But guys, just be patient. It's gonna happen. I did get some semi-fabulous prizes from Camera Concepts. So that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a really, really, really cool thing, and I think it's gonna be cost efficient for everybody, and I think the amount of data that may be available is gonna surprise the hell out of everybody. So that being said, just be patient, and hopefully by the end of the month, we'll get everything. Put the rest, put the bed, and we'll make sure all the data sharing and all that kind of stuff is all wrapped up in a nice little bow, so we can do what we got to do, and get some processing going on with some targets that we don't get a chance to see in the northern hemisphere. So
Oh, the call that we were on was really cool, and we actually got to get on with our friend Sean over at Astro Dark,
yep,
and he was
visible.
Visible Dark, sorry, and he was kind of along the same lines we were, surprised at the offerings that they had, not only for what's currently in the pipeline, but the stuff coming down pipeline that he was on the call with us for, um, and seeing how much more we can really do with this is going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I still think, and I wanna say no, it's not, but I still think that some of the premium targets are going to cost a little bit more money than the other ones. But there is some free data out there that's going to be out there, that you're going to be able to do with a minimum subscription fee. So I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. So once we get more data, we'll let everybody know. what's going on with that. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be. Is Eric with us, or is he sleeping?
No, Eric's got an issue with his internet still, so he's getting ready to
Yeah.
call his provider. So he may not be on tonight. We'll see
Okay.
how far he gets. So that's why you'll see
Okay,
me
fair enough.
typing off to the side. I'm typing with him on. The
Nah,
phone.
not a problem. Not a problem. Now I know that Sean over at Visible Dark right now is doing a live stream of his imaging session right now. And if you guys haven't checked out Sean's stuff on visibledark.ca or Visible Dark on YouTube, go check him out. He's got a wonderful following. He's got great tutorials and tips and tricks, and he's an all around good guy. So go check him out at Visible Dark on YouTube and visibledark.ca on the web. So he does some great stuff. So check that stuff out. Do we have any? Oh my goodness! Oh, that's not mine. That's okay. Jesse Winky, what's up, Winky? How you doing? And let's see, John, Busy Bugs. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe. Nobody had any craziness during the election. So, I mean, we could take a look at what I'm doing right now. I mean, I don't have a lot to go over tonight because we were dealing with whatchamacallit, Telescope Live. Sorry, my brain fart. Me and Jason are in the same. Well, that's gonna come out the wrong way. In the same bed today. We're not really in the same bed, but
Different coasts, separate beds, but same problem.
Yeah, we both been up really early. I think I'm in a little bit more physical pain. I think I'm in a little bit more physical pain than Jason is, but it's just been a long day and a half. So let's see. You know what I could do is I could show what I'm doing now. So if you guys are interested in Sequence
Hey, Jason,
Generator
can you hear me?
Pro,
Yeah, I can
hey,
hear
there
you,
he is.
bud. Just lost your picture though.
Yeah, I muted my camera right now because I'm actually, while I'm waiting for Xfinity or trying to get a hold of Xfinity, I'm using my wife's hotspot on her phone. So
Okay.
Oh wow.
We're just going to go through a few things on the imaging that Dan's doing for the time being.
And yeah, so here we go. So for those of you that use ASI Air, this is going to look very different than what you use. Now, if you don't have a strict ZWO setup, I do not. I have a kind of mishmash of everything. So the ASI Air really isn't an option for me. So I use what's called Sequence Generator Pro. And instead of the ASI Air Pro, I use an Eagle. Basically, it's the same thing. Well, it kind of basically the same thing, but you got power on the Eagle just like you got the ASI Air. You got 12-volt power. I got what do we got? 8 USB ports here. I believe the ASI Air Pro has 4. I have my environmental data. This is an accessory called the Echo, and it judges your dew heaters, which are plugged in here. You got 3 dew heater ports here, and it tells you what you're. And with the new operating system that's coming out, the patch for it, they finally made this option to be in Fahrenheit, so I'll actually know what temperature is because I hate doing the calculation all the time. But that's the Eagle Manager, and this is Sequence Generator Pro. So a couple of things here. You got your sequence window, and I'll show you what that is. And just like the ASI Air Pro, you have a button for your sequence, and this is the sequence that I'm running right now. So I'm doing a really quick sequence because I'm doing the Andromeda Galaxy right now, and by 9 o'clock or 9:30, the moon gets a little high, so my broadband is not going to be very good. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to start doing some narrowband when this is done after, in about 1 hour. Your filter wheel, what filter I'm on? I'm on the blue filter. My focus, my temperature cooler is down here. And then I guide with PhD guiding, which is doing very well right now. And this has been running for quite some time. And if you want to see a shot really quick of what 1 5-minute shot of the Andromeda Galaxy looks like. Oh, no. They look the same. File. Open recent. No. No, that's not it. That's a wizard. There it is. And that's 1 5-minute shot of the Andromeda Galaxy from Bortle 8.5 skies. So it's so quiet. Am I talking to anybody? It's so weird.
It's all you. I'm trying not to interrupt.
Oh, don't worry about me interrupting. I'm boring to listen to. So.
Well, you're doing the demo, so
what's that?
It's you doing the demo, so I was letting you do your demo.
Oh, okay. Tonight's gonna be a short show. We've had a long day. That's you.
Yeah,
okay.
That was us posting.
But that's what I'm doing right now, and then I'll end up doing what? Eddie, really? Am I boring you that much? Jeez. He put all Z's up there.
Yeah, I saw him. There's got to be a protagonist somewhere.
That's my buddy Eddie. He's a good guy. It's got like I think he's got a TOA 150 or something with a NJP mount. It's crazy stuff. So what are you up to, Jason? Anything or no?
I really wanted to be doing some imaging this week, but of course, when I finally was awake enough to do imaging, we had clouds, so I didn't get to go out and play. And last night I was fortunate to finally see the clouds break, and then my buddy called and said, "Hey, you haven't been out in like 2 months. You want to go fish?" I'm like, "Cool." So I went fishing at 5 a.m. this morning, got home at 4, and quickly tried getting a few things together for tonight's show. And later this evening, I'll be ordering my iPhone Pro, the 12 Max Pro.
Are you going to get the 12?
Yeah, well, I always upgrade every year because of my business. So I lease the phones for a year. So I'm making the plunge.
Ah, there you go. I just got my crappy 11 like a year ago, so I got another year on mine.
Yeah, I really wanted to upgrade the wife's this year, but she won't let me.
I know. Let's see.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yes.
Hey, yeah. So, internet's still down, so I'm using my wife's hotspot.
Okay.
Man, you're giving it the good old college try, so that's good.
Yeah, brother, I am. So, because I don't want to try to push video over, this mobile hotspot. So,
yeah.
Nah, I hear you.
That's all right. We got a 2-up shot of Dan and I, so.
I see. So all looks good. So I heard you make the announcement as for Telescope Live.
Oh yeah.
So I heard, I was watching, I was able to catch that. So pretty excited about that. So I was telling some friends about this, and we're all really, we are all really stoked about this. Even my friends who aren't really into doing, they're not into, they don't have telescopes, they're not into it, the hobby, but they enjoy, what I'm doing and what, they watch our videos and they enjoy what we're doing.
And that
And we
was
lost
that.
him. He'll pop back
Yeah,
in and
you
out,
know,
I'm sure.
yeah, just to tag
So
on or whatever. Oh, he's back. I think I hear him. He's
yeah,
coming in and out.
so
We
yeah, I'm
lost you
coming
there
in
for a
and out,
second.
guys.
Yep.
So my friends are just stoked. You know, they want to see some data from the southern hemisphere because
Yeah.
we're just showing. You know, I'm showing them everything we've got now. You know, so they're pretty excited. So so am I. And I'm kind of curious. I didn't get. I really wanted to join the meeting, but you know, work called. But
Yeah, you know,
I'm
it was
curious
really an
if
impromptu thing.
they can do planetary.
What's that?
I said, I'm wondering, can they do planetary?
I'm
I
sure they could,
think
but the
so.
scopes aren't really
Yeah, they're
well
really meant to
suited
go
for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't have anything suited for planetary. It's more deep sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple of Takahashis, 150s. They got some CDKs, you know, some real large CDKs. So I mean, you know, I guess you could take the CDK and point it at a planet and see what you got. But
Yeah.
I don't really think it's meant to do that.
Yeah, it's not a video camera,
right,
so it's
right.
not going to do well on planetary.
Yeah, that's true. They don't even have
Right.
fast FPS cameras on there. That's more CCD cameras.
Yeah, so the nature of what
Yeah.
they have is they're higher end scientific grade cameras. They're all mono. They're using the
Astrodons.
Astrodon filters.
Yep.
The kind of big selling point on it is, in fact, it's 6 different scopes, all of which are in Bortle Class 1 skies. And the product that they're offering is a guaranteed quality image set.
Yeah, so like even if there's like let's say some drunken scientist is in there watching the cameras and it bumps into the telescope and one of the frames is shot, they'll actually take that frame, get it out of there, and retake the frame on another night, just so you have the right amount of data so nothing messes up.
And kind of cool, but kind of not cool for our setup. Most of the stuff already comes calibrated, but it has the ability to uncheck the calibrated feature and pull down the calibration files to do it yourself. So
yeah, that was one of the things that I brought up at the thing, because you know, again, if this is a processing contest, you know, half the processing process is calibration files. So so there are many mistakes that can be made with just a bit. I may even throw a bad dark. I'll throw one of my darks in there and see if somebody kind of gets rid of it. You know? But,
well, don't tell them. Now they know to look.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. It's like what was that Big Daddy when he throws a stick in the middle of the road with the rollerbladers.
Oh my god.
So Jessica is asking, so what exactly is this contest? So for those of you that didn't tune in last week, we're basically looking to crowdsource funding to buy time on a telescope. Our initial plan was a little narrow-minded, and the offering that we found is a much broader scope, and once they have all the details, we can talk in more detail about it, which is why we're being a little vague. But basically what we're doing is we're buying imaging from Bortle Class 1 skies that are of targets that we cannot easily achieve in the northern hemisphere, and especially from our backyards, which most of us do. So what it's doing is getting us access to scientific level data that is acquired from one of 6 different locations around the world. Most of it is Australia, Spain,
three in
and
Spain, 2 in Australia, and I think 1 in Chile. I think.
Yeah, 1 in Chile.
Yeah,
2 in Chile.
Yeah.
So, 6 different scopes, 6 different locations, fairly similarly outfitted, but there is one 24-inch on a plane wave that a lot of people want to get time on, of course. But probably the coolest thing that I have the utmost respect for Alex and his people over there was the fact that they're guaranteeing that the data set you get is clean, pristine data.
Yep.
So that's not something you're always going to get. And if we were to go kind of the avenue we were initially looking, we weren't going to have that same guarantee.
No,
Um,
no,
so
not at
to
all.
kind of somewhat level the playing field, I think this is a really cool option. Everybody starts with the same base data set, and it's up to you
Yep,
how you process and handle that data.
yep.
Um,
And then what
so
we're gonna do is, I was thinking about having an unbiased third party. So maybe like like a Tom Bramwell or a Ron Breacher will judge
I was gonna say maybe
the
we'll have to get a
photos.
we might have to get a panel of three of our main guys that we've had on the show. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
get
there
like
you go.
Simon to get on here, and we'll do
You
a
get
three up panel and
yeah, we
have
get
them judge.
Simon. We can get Ron. Adam Block was on.
Yep.
You know, we get TJ
You know
Conley. We
what?
could get him.
You guys.
I think so too.
So the targets really haven't been decided yet, because that's going to kind of depend on which scopes we access and
Yeah, and it also
kind of
you
how
got
everything comes together at this point.
yeah. There's certain data sets that may be more readily available than others.
Yep.
So it really this is just so everybody's aware. This is still an infancy stage project here. So uh, once we get things solidified, we'll definitely make it available to the entire membership, and we'll keep everybody informed
Yeah,
on that. So it's it's good.
no,
It's going to be cool. It's going to
it's
be cool. I'm really psyched about it.
Because we're headed towards something, but we don't have it fully signed off yet. We have to be a little bit vague intentionally,
Yep.
because we don't want to make promises that we can't keep. And
Correct.
they're trying to make some promises to us in offering a lot of service to us in a different modality than they had initially planned on. So there's a lot of business stuff that's got to take place in the background before we can launch this officially. But
Yeah.
it's going to be epic once we get it all pulled
Yeah. It's
together.
it's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick.
And
So
we can't even talk
yeah.
about what we saw because it's not launched yet.
No. Yeah.
So it should be
Kind
launching
of.
soon.
We are very under. I just like another friend of mine. He'll know if he ever watches this, but under pain of death, we're not allowed to say anything. So,
But there's a lot
but
of really cool stuff happening over the next month to 2 months here, that we're going to want you guys to stay tuned for. So
yeah. So I know the 18th. We are going to have on Sean Nielsen from Visible Dark. He's going to come on and show us some stuff. So I think that's going to be really cool. And I think by the end of the month, we're going to have I'm not going to say who yet, but we're going to have another guest come on that was previously on, with some bumps in the road. But
we're going to smooth those
and
out.
if you're a watcher of the show, you'll know who I'm talking about, and they're gonna have some stuff to say, so you're not gonna want to miss that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, and once we get
So
that type of stuff confirmed, we might have to do a teaser or two video to get it up on both our YouTube and
yeah,
Facebook
absolutely.
pages to get that info out
Yeah,
there.
we definitely
So
will. We also added a 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth person to AstroWorld. I don't know if anybody knows the fourth one, because Simon, who is in New Zealand, kind of is, I don't know, Back to the Future, one day ahead in a couple hours, and he's always sleeping while we're awake, and it's spring over there while it's winter over here. So
he's the yin to our
he
yang.
is. Yeah, exactly. He is our fourth honeymooner, maybe, and the fifth honeymooner is Tyler Bowman, who works with Explore Scientific. He's a sales rep over there, and he's going to be helping us a little bit. He may come on the show every once in a while, and he's been helping us with the Instagram / Twitter or TikTok or whatever, all the stuff, all the background of the social media platforms that are out there that we're kind of want to make a splash on. So keep an eye out for us on Instagram. We got a bunch of stuff going on there, and and I tweet whatever. I do that, and yeah. So we'll see. It's going to be really interesting with this imaging project. I think it's going to be super exciting. And let's see what's going on here. Beautiful here now on Long Island. Yes, I know. That's why I'm imaging my. I guess I'm attempting to do M31 from these cruddy Bortle 8 skies in broadband. We'll see. Chris says, count me in on the Astro target funding. We will. Jesse's in. Jesse's asking about targets. I think you touched on that, Jason. Nothing really has been solidified, but the things that have popped up multiple times was the Fighting Dragons of Arrow, which is probably the number one that's been suggested a couple times.
All three of us on the show are.
What's that?
I know all three of us main hosts on the show are salivating to do that. So. Yep.
And also the Tarantula Nebula, the Magellanic Clouds, if I pronounced that right. I hope I did. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. I know I'm missing one. Eta Carinae is another one.
Yep.
There's another galaxy in Centaurus A that came up a couple times. So there's a bunch out there that we can get, but it's really, really low, and it's not really prime imaging area of the sky for us, especially if it's in the west. For me, it's right in New York City, so that's not any good. So those are the ones that are definitely coming up, and I'm sure that will, if this continues to go on, we're going to go more and more and more, and we may have monthly contests. Who knows if this thing takes off? Jesse's like, I'll throw my vote in for the Fighting Dragons. I think everybody wants to fight.
I think everybody wants that.
Yeah, I think everybody wants the Dragons. I know everybody's seen Simon's and Sean Nielsen's picks over the past couple of days. They've been posting them, and that is really just an awesome cinematic scene. Those dragons, I think it's just awesome. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be cool. So. Let's see. Anything going on Facebook? Nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Rush it and see.
We got 12 people watching. Ooh.
Well, that's a start.
All right, we could go back to a little. This is gonna be a short night, guys, tonight. But we could go back to what I've been doing. If you have any questions on it. We can go take a look and see what's happening here as far as my imaging is concerned. And let's see, where's my Phew. And we're almost done with the blue channel right now. And I'm taking 5-minute shots, 300 seconds. So we're almost done with the blue, and I'm doing some H alpha to see if I could add some H alpha data to the color data. I'm taking LRGB, and I've done 8 shots of everything so far. Not a lot of data, 40 minutes each, but I wanted to stop before the moon came up, so that's the reason why there's only 8. So. Then I'll go to narrowband. I think I'm going to do I want to add some stuff to where is it? Is my California Nebula on there? 1805. I'm going to have to make another one for the California. Thought I had it up there. All right. So I'll make another one for the California Nebula. And I'll add stuff to my California. So if you ever want to know how to kind of run a target, there's a really cool thing on here called the Framing a Mosaic Wizard. And this is one of the things a lot of programs don't have, and that's one of the main selling points, at least to me, on Sequence Generator Pro. And what you could do is you could pick any object you want right from here, or you could put an, oh wow, I'm doing meridian flip. Okay, that was not expected. I hope everything's okay out there.
Let's hope it works.
Yeah, well, we'll find out in a second. So, well, we can talk about the meridian flip. So, this is a good thing that it went off. So the first thing that Sequence Generator Pro does in a meridian flip is it takes a picture, and a plate solves a picture, and it saves that picture. So, it wants to say, okay, when I'm done with the plate solve, I am going to plate solve to this picture to make sure I'm in the same spot. It stops the auto guider. And now right now, I mean, I can't really move the camera, but right now it's slewing and it's flipping the weights on the other side, because the reason why things do a meridian flip is that as you're tracking, the weights are going higher, and your mount never wants your weights higher than your telescope. Puts too much stress, too much damage on the gears, on the belts, everything, and it's just not good from a safety point of view. So it goes on the other side, the weights go on the other side, and it turns the telescope, so now that the weights can kind of go underneath the telescope yet again. And hopefully I don't have to go outside and switch the manual rotator, because I have this set up with a manual rotator. And now it's taking a picture again. It's trying to match it. This is my plate solve. It found a match in one region, which is good. Now it's validating that picture to the first picture. And completed. It was a little bit off. It's 303 pixels off. So now it's doing it again. It's going to run the plate solve again. It'll pop up. And here's a plate solve. And it should find plate solve again in one match, probably one region. Hopefully, one region. And it's going to validate again. And hopefully we're good to go. And if it's not, and I got to move the rotator, you're going to say goodbye to me for a little. It did it. It centered the scope. The scope is now centered based on this first picture in step 1. And now it's restarting the auto guider here. It grabbed the star already. It auto selected is now guiding. And the guiding routine starts again. Go back to Sequence Generator Pro. And in a couple of seconds, it's going to recognize that the auto guider has now restarted and continue on the sequence. And I never hit OK. I don't know. I just let it go down to the 25 seconds. I don't know. Yeah, my theory is if it's not broke, don't touch it. So just let it go and let it count down. And you're good to go. So now we're going to continue the rest of the sequence for M31, the Andromeda Galaxy. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. It's moving the filter to the H alpha filter. Now it's good. Now it does a focus routine. And I'll take a picture. Hopefully you get this nice little U curve, kind of. That's what you want, because it's going to rack itself out of focus a little bit, just so you can find where the lowest point is for critical focus. And there we go. It's going to start to go down. Focusing is boring, but you got to kind of get through it. Jason, you're too quiet.
Well, you're talking. I don't want to step on this. You know what you're talking about. I just run my ASIR Pro and pray that I get good images.
Oh, stop it.
Well, I wish I had set up before I started the call tonight, because it looks like we actually have a clear sky tonight. I'm really trying to do the Heart and Soul Nebula in one frame with my ASCAR 400, FRA 400,
yep,
with the reducer in it, and the ASI or the ASI 2600.
Yep.
I was able to get it, but I had the wrong filter in when I imaged the other night, so I need to swap that out. So depending on when we get done here, I might go try to throw it out there and get a good night's of imaging, even though it's 85% moon or something like that right now. But with the narrowband filter, the L Extreme,
Yep.
I should be able to negate most of that light because it's off angle.
Yeah, that you're gonna be fine with that.
I did it with the L enhanced, and it it was not as fine as I'd liked it to have been. If I'd used the right filter, it would have been perfect.
I just got a question on the phone. It says, "Am I using a filter?" Well, right now I'm using my AstroDon LRGB. Well, this one is actually an Optolong H alpha filter at 7 nanometers. So yeah, I'm using a filter. Plus, I'm also using a well, for the broadband part of it at least, I'm using a Batter Moon and Sky Glow filter as well. And this should be, come on, man, get focused, man, get focused. I love this because it just kind of moves in and out your focuser to get the lowest possible value. And in this algorithm, it's called HFR, which is called half flux radius. Basically, it's measuring the size of the star, and if it gets bigger, you're out of focus. If it gets smaller, you're in focus. So the smallest possible value, and it takes an average of all these stars behind all of this. And it's working for a third time, and I'm not sure why. Probably because I'm going from broadband to narrowband, so it's kind of having a problem focusing at this point. But it'll get there. There we go. It's dropping again, and it's going to go.
Well, and I know because we just recently got the ASI Air Pro to be able to do an AF routine, and it's been kind of hit or miss. But I'm starting to see some consistency in the people saying that most of the failure points are really more to seeing than it is to an actual failure.
Okay.
So that does tend to happen from time to time, especially as you're doing an AF. And being that this is their first go at it, I'm pleasantly surprised at how stable it has been the few times I have used it. So
yeah, actually, I had a friend of mine that with the ASCAR, not the 400, but the what was it, the 61 EDPH2.
Yep.
I've gotten a couple of reports of a lot of purple halos on them.
Really?
Yeah. Smart focus failed. That's okay. So the reason why it failed, and this doesn't happen often, but if you go from narrowband to broadband, or either or, you may have this issue. So basically what I do in this case, and you could get rid of that for now, and you could actually run your own focus just to get close. And right here, your frame and focus, I'll take, like, let's say a 3-second shot. And let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. And let me just see. That's okay. Oh, no, it's taking a picture. We want to stop that. That's why I couldn't do it. Okay. For whatever reason, it wanted to take a picture. So here's the frame and focus panel. And if you don't have the frame and focus panel on here, you could always access it through view and docking modules. And you have a whole bunch of docking modules that you could put here. So if you didn't have it, if it was gone, right? You go to view, docking modules, go to focus control. frame and focus. And there it is. And you can move it all over the place. It doesn't have to be there. You go there. You go on this side if you want. This means above that window, below that window, or added to the window as a tab. So you can kind of do a couple of different things. So, and I'll put that down there. And I'm just going to take one. And let's see where it's at. And let's do a stretch on it.
So
and wow, is that out of focus?
Well, that was a 3-second shot.
Yeah, I know, but you see the star here? That star there, that star there, that star there. Yep. It's way out of focus. So now we just got to figure out. We got to figure out which way to go. so I'm going to go. Right now, my step is 7239. That's where I'm at in the focuser. So I'm going to go to 7500. That's going to move to 7500. And we're going to take another one. And I raised it to 6 seconds. So give it a second. Just so we can see a little bit more. Now, again, why is this not doing this? And here's your auto stretch. So next time it'll auto stretch. But this time, that was obviously the wrong way. So now we're going to go to 7,000. Okay, we'll take another one. And this you will only have to do if you switch from broadband to narrowband. See, that's a little bit better. Let's take a little bit longer of a shot. And you can bin twice if you want to, if you have CMOS cameras. And you can almost make out the Andromeda Galaxy core right here.
Now, can you force another autofocus routine from here?
Yeah, so you could actually sit there, and now that you're close to focus, you can hit run right here, and it'll run a autofocus routine. So all you got to do is hit run, and there's your autofocus routine. And now it'll do it again. What it's going to do, see how it moved the focus? It moved it out of focus to 70-80. Now it moved it to 70. I have it set at 20 steps per focus. So that just happens to work out for me. It may not work out for your focuser. If you have an EAF or another focuser, this works well for my Moonlight. But 20 steps seems to be fine for me. And then why is it doing that? That is odd.
Yeah, something's not right because it shouldn't jump up like that.
No, it shouldn't. It better go down again.
I was going to say, you might want to check outside and see if maybe you got cloud passing over because your seeing is changing.
It's possible. Let's see. You know what I like to do? You can do this. It looks pretty clear.
Yeah.
Let's see. See if we got any questions here. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to ignore you guys on there. As soon as I get my rig from Celestron, I'll be going after the Pinwheel and Andromeda, at least for the starters, if I can get them to ever ship the OTA for me. Well, Celestron is gonna be tough, my friend, Scott. Celestron, OTAs. Actually, you have yours ordered already, but if I remember right, but I believe if you just ordered it today, it's like March. So, are you running that wireless or wired? I'm running wireless. Let's see. I could stop sharing for now so you don't get this mirror thing going on. You can see our faces now. Let's see.
You can only see my. Oh, there he is.
Um, what's that? Yeah, there we go. Tyler's making fun of me on the Eagle. Yes, I'm running it wireless. However, I do have a wireless access point in my backyard as well. So if you don't have a wireless access point, I would strongly suggest that you put one up there, depending on how big your backyard is. If you don't, I would really just run a Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable, honestly, right out your window and just hang it up on your wall outside and just cover the end on it with plastic in case it rains. That's what I do.
Even with my
Then you'll be,
ASIR Pro, I run it hardwired to my access point downstairs.
yeah, yeah, yep.
So
You
it's
do
just
that too.
on my network.
Let's see. I think you told me the both, right? Yeah, I do have I do have the ability to do both. Got to pack up the scope. Busy Bugs from Long Island. I know what you mean, Tyler. I pulled the trigger on the Eagle Pro at Dan's. I'm very glad I did. It's an awesome product. I got the Pro, very nice. Got the Echo, Eagle Core. Man, you got the Eagle Core too, Scott. Jeez, you're crazier than I am.
Somebody's got some money.
Well, Scott, if I remember right, is a professional photographer, and he's starting to go down the rabbit hole of astro imaging. So,
Welcome to the club, Scott. I've got a master's in photography, and here I am.
Yeah, and he runs all Mac.
I'm bilingual. I do Mac and PC.
Yep, there's nothing wrong with Mac. I mean, more stuff is more and more becoming readily available for Mac. It's still Windows is definitely more of a not a powerhouse, but it's more of the recommended operating system right now for a lot of the astronomy gear.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's. Go ahead. You know about that stuff, so go ahead.
Well, not only that, but I don't know how many people have been following Mac, but Mac has decided that they're going back to their own chipset, which is, yeah, they've proven using the Bionic platform that they've been going with for the phones and tablets, that it's faster. They're cheaper for them to build than it is to buy OEM product. So they're abandoning the OEM. We don't know a EOL for it, but they're by Christmas are supposed to have the first iterations of laptops available with it, and within the next 24 months we'll have desktops and the iMacs will have the new Bionic. It's called the Apple Core
of
processors.
Course it is.
Yep. So they're going to be doing their own chipsets. They've proven that they can do as much, if not more, than the current market specs, and are feeling kind of pigeonholed indirectly by their current provider. So, I'm not going to say that I'm not surprised, because I, as a religious owner, very frustrated at the lack of power compared to the comparable PCs that I can get for a price point. So, I'm interested to see what their OEM chip or what their manufactured chips are going to be capable of in the real world. And probably if I get the work and have extra cash flow, I might get a entry level MacBook Air or something like that, just to see how the processor is actually doing.
I'd love to see the benchmark results on that and see what
A lot of people would. They're not releasing
Yeah.
it yet,
No.
but they're saying that any of the legacy software will still work on the new chipset. So they're not going to completely immediately phase out all existing software licensing that you own, and they're
Okay.
making it. Um, they've already got dev copies already going out into the world. They've actually already worked with Adobe and have the entire Adobe suite working on the new chipset. Um, there were two or three others, a couple of gaming, because gaming's becoming really big on that platform now. Basically, because of the stability of the hardware. So that's really the one place that the Apple shine is the stability of the hardware, but at a
Yeah,
pretty
that's true.
steep financial curve.
It usually is. I mean, but in all fairness, I remember when what was it, the G5s came out,
Yep.
and fully loaded was like 12 grand or something like that. It was out of control.
Well, and
But
that's the thing. Like a fully loaded of the new Mac Pro Tower, aka the
yeah,
cheese grater,
yep,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
$65,000
yeah.
fully maxed out, and that's not including the $40,000 monitor to go with it.
$40,000 monitor.
Well, the monitor's cheap. The mount is going to kill you.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
May as well just put a
it's
TV up there.
well, but they did. It was greater than 8, but less than 12K native resolution. I mean, the thing was insane. But for what? The human eye can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a bit ridiculous. So
Well, the human eye can't see some of the stuff that we're shooting, and we still spend 10 grand on stuff to get it. So.
well, that's different. This is a hobby. We got to piss off the wife
Oh,
somehow.
oh, I'm sorry. Silly me.
My
Oh
problem is
man.
I find very expensive hobbies because I was a photographer, so I've got $40,000 in photography gear, and got
Mm,
bored. The industry fell out, so I went into doing video, and spending a ton of money in my business, and that got expensive. Now I got into Astro. I'm in $15,000 into it.
yeah. Yep.
Um, so and
Hey
computers.
man, with all the stuff, I mean, I have an 18-inch obsession telescope, 4.2. It's freaking awesome. Servo cat, everything. It's go-to. It's awesome. And that's 10 large in that. That's not even mention my photography gear. I'm in probably just as much on that with an 80 millimeter.
Yeah.
So and scopes along the way. I mean, I was up at the most. I was up at like 7 telescopes. Now I'm down to about 5, I think, including the piece of crap behind me. But
Scott was saying, "Have you seen the new cheese grater?" Yeah, I have. I don't even want to price out what that's going to come up to.
yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
The problem is they're still using 5, 6 year old Xenons. They're not the
Really?
latest curve. Yeah. So why would I want a server technology that hasn't really been upgraded per se
Yeah,
in 4 or 5 years?
no, it's great.
I switched over to AMD because like my main editing desktop is AMD Threadripper. I'm running the 2970.
Hmm.
It beats the pants off the i9s. There was a few parts and points where the i9 will smoke it, but for the price, can't beat it.
Yeah,
Now I do
yeah.
have an
But,
i9.
if I
I have an i9
but
laptop that we're doing the show on that I bought
Yep,
specifically for this purpose, running the GTX 2080.
yep, that's what
Um,
I have in this.
yep. So I mean it works fine. I mean you're seeing the show on it. I edit on this now. It's my main show
Yep.
machine. But that's
I'm
you know
I'm
I'm
too I'm too lazy. I just bought an Alienware and I was done with it. So
Well, so
yeah,
I started out with a spec Gigabyte, the Aero 15 OLED, with the
hmm
4K display, and then I put a 4 terabyte drive in it, maxed out the RAM to 64 gig. So by the time I spent all that money, I'm in 5 large on just the
yeah,
laptop.
yep.
So
I was yelled at by a friend of mine, the friend that's helping us with the website. Apparently, I have too much storage on my computer.
And
I don't know. I guess he got confused. My topology pissed him off, he said. So I have like attached to this computer, I think I have about 7 hard drives. Plus I got 4 other drives mapped from my
mass.
Synology.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Synology now. So I got 4. I got another backup here. I got another backup up there. I got my 8 terabyte for my processing, my 2 terabyte SSD just for PixInsight. I
Yep.
have another 1 terabyte NVMe just for my operating system. You know, so I've got all this stuff going on. He's like, "What do you use all this stuff for?" I said, "Don't worry about it. You just gotta worry about this one."
Yeah.
You know. I did. Did I show you this? Anyway, there you go, guys. The AstroWorld mouse pad. There you go.
Once you get an image that we like and saturate it right, they'll be for sale on the website. On the website.
There you go. Nice and nice.
You too can own one.
You two can own one for $55. You could have this. But I was just playing around on Vistaprint, and I was like, "Give me, all right, $20, give it to me."
Yeah, I've
then I didn't
never
like-
been terribly thrilled with Vistaprint, so I've looked at other avenues. I physically have membership with White House Printing.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of my stuff. They're out of the. They're actually probably not all that far from Eric in the greater Chicago area. But they do all my professional prints and stuff like that for my delivery stuff when I had my photography studio.
Sure. Let's see. Scott, did some math. Over $5,000. And he wants you to put the AstroWorld TV mouse pad on auction. Merchandising, where the real money is made from the movie. And you could just ask George Lucas about that, because he didn't make his money from ticket sales, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
So,
but he knew that's where it was going to be, so that's what he...
Star Wars lunch
This will never go anywhere.
What's that?
Well, he knew that it was going to be in the merchandising, and he knew that once this took off, so he's like, yeah, I'll take the merchandising rights, absolutely.
Yep. All those little figurines of Leia that we ripped her head off and burnt her with lighters. Yeah. I was a troubled child.
Still are.
So, all right. I think me and Jason are gonna go to bed, because I'm starting to lose my mind here. As you can tell from my head, is kind of a mess. You look like you're falling asleep. So everybody on the 18th, come by. I mean, we're still gonna have a show next week, but the one after that. Actually, what year? No, yeah. So we got one in between. And then we're gonna have Sean Nielsen from Visible Dark on the 18th. I still got to get in touch with Stacey Downton. Hopefully I could have her for a Christmas show. That would be nice. And we have one person in between that you're not going to want to miss. I will put out a Facebook teaser and a YouTube teaser on it. You're not going to want to miss it.
We may have him do the teaser.
I'm sure he will do one as well.
Yep.
I'm sure he will do one as well. You're not gonna want to miss a Sean Nielsen show. I mean, Sean Nielsen guy knows his stuff, man. Guy knows his stuff.
Sean just popped in.
Oh, there he goes. We were just
Didn't
talking
miss
about
much.
you, Sean. What, your ears? Your
Ears burning?
Spaceballs, the lunchbox. Yeah. Ludicrous speed. Sorry.
See, your Schwartz is larger than mine.
Yeah, she doesn't look Jewish. But Sean, we were just actually getting ready to close it up tonight. I'm sorry you missed most of the show, but
we
we're just exhausted. We're exhausted over here. We saw your imaging. Are you still imaging, Sean, or or you just want to pop in and say hi? We're a little bit. We're about 2 seconds behind on the YouTube.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
he's,
going.
yeah, he's still. Yeah, he's still going. Yeah, I'm imaging as well. I'm doing the Andromeda Galaxy, or attempting to, in these cruddy skies that we have in Long Island. And it's just about ready. Oh, the autofocus failed again. Oh, I guess I'm not getting H alpha. I'll have to figure that out when we're done with the show. So, I know, Sean, you're watching, but remember the 18th. Come on, and we will have a nice conversation with Sean Nielsen from Visible Dark, and then after him, we'll have a Eric. Eric had technical difficulties regarding his internet connection in the Chicago burbs. Apparently, something's going on over there. He was trying to log in with his wife's hotspot on her phone, and that didn't work out very well. So he couldn't make it tonight, which
He
we'll
tried
see
to be
him
here,
next
but his
week.
audio kept breaking up, so he
Yeah,
bowed
it
out.
was pretty bad. And then we'll have another surprise guest in November, hopefully. And then December, we hope to have Stacy Downton come on from Astro Stace on YouTube. And if you haven't seen her stuff, check it out. And her dog Luna, who is running around like a maniac, I'm sure. And that is probably going to be it for tonight, guys. I'm sorry that it's only a whopping hour and 10 minutes or so. But with the election and the fishing and the working, I think we all need some sleep. So, Jason, you got anything that you want to add before we close up shop? Or
I don't. I appreciate you guys logging in. Hopefully you're liking what we're doing. If you have input, thoughts, questions, concerns, ideas of what we can do differently, better, or more to suit your needs, we'd love to hear from you. We did the info at AstroWorld web.com. So if you want to send that info over, we'll be happy to see what we can do to accommodate and continue growing so that we can keep you guys involved.
Yeah, and guys, girls, please, let us know what's going on. Jason put the addresses on the bottom for our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So definitely come on and join the community that we're growing here. And as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and keep having fun. And we'll see you next week on AstroWorld TV. Peace, guys.
Take care, guys.